What's going on, everyone? This is an interesting story. Netflix, perhaps in the best position to deal with the ongoing writer strike in Hollywood, just fired a salvo, just fired a most hilarious salvo to woke writers. It's like um, it's so perfect. So essentially, remember that there's a writer strike going on right now. It's not just the writers; it's also the actors are all on strike in Hollywood so that the writers get more money. But the real caveat, so the writers want a percentage of gross, which is insane. It's an insane ask. They're not going to do that. But then they also are asking for assurances that they won't be replaced by AI. If you've been following, the, the news and the stories and things like that, journalists have already started to get replaced by AI. It's not perfect. There's a lot going on. We saw Geno Media, which owns Kotaku and Gizmodo, I believe, start putting out AI-generated articles that were riddled with errors, but AI learns. AI gets better. And eventually, a lot of these mid-tier writers are just going to be replaced by AI. I don't personally think that a single, if Hollywood stopped making movies and TV tomorrow, I think the world would actually be a better place. I'd have a little less to talk about on my YouTube channel, but I think, we could adapt. We could still, roast other things. So they want all this money. They don't want to get replaced by AI automation. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a point where McDonald's employees were protesting for like $25 an hour, something like $25 or $30 an hour, some insane amount to make quarter pounders. And now there are several locations, this one in Texas, where it's nearly completely automated. I assume there's like one person running the grill and that's it. But this is because human capital has gotten too expensive. Human capital has gotten way too expensive. And so they said, all right, we're not going to do that. Well, in a hilarious moment, and then, of course, the journalists are all losing their minds over this. Netflix lists $900,000 AI job as actors and writers continue to strike. That's up to $3,500 a day, while actors make $200. Oh no! I think that one of the hilarious things, I saw somebody like saying the average Hollywood actor only makes $26,000 a year or something like that. Well, yes, if you take everybody who calls themselves an actor, who's unemployed, and you use them to drag down the total, I believe Scarlett Johansson makes $10 million a movie. $10 million. And she's mid. She's not even A-list. Tom Cruise probably made 20 or 30 million for Top Gun, maybe more. And now the media's having a meltdown. Well, what did you expect? Will this pair of Hollywood strikes ever end? It looks like the big corporations are digging in for a long battle, illustrated by Netflix's recent job posting for a machine learning platform product manager. The position pays an annual salary of $300,000 to $900,000 at a time that many actors make only $200 a day. Can we get a moment to click every like on this video is one prayer for a Hollywood actor. This smacks of, remember the Napster, was it like the South Park Napster video where they're like, look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing to Lars Ulrich. He's going to have to wait another month for his Shark Bar because you downloaded his music. Look what you're doing to Britney Spears. You downloaded her music and now she's going to have to wait another 6 weeks to buy a private jet. It's just so mean. I mean, they could learn to code. That's certainly a thing, right? The job listing indicates that the AI will be used to create great content, not just develop new algorithms to recommend shows and movies. The posting also alludes to a far-reaching effort by the streaming giant to integrate artificial intelligence into all areas of its business. A separate section of the company's website goes on to say that Netflix uses AI to optimize the production of original movies and TV shows. You can feed every script to every great movie or series into an AI machine learning algorithm and probably have it pump out 30, 40, 50% of a good show, which means then you can just take half the staff or 1/10 of the staff to carry it across the finish line. What's also funny about this is it's probably just a strike busting move. Like, oh, okay, well, hey, we've got to do business, so we're going to put this job listing out for AI to replace all of you. This is not the company's only AI-heavy job post promising a giant payday. Netflix is also hiring a technical director for generative AI at its burgeoning gaming studio that pays an annual salary up to $650,000, reported by The Intercept. Man, I should be into AI. These people make real money. These efforts are already bearing fruit, as Netflix currently airs a Spanish reality dating series called Deepfake Love that scans contestants' face to create AI-generated fakes, and its gaming studio employs generative AI to compose narratives and dialogue. This all comes after striking actors reject a proposal from the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers that generously offered workers a one-time $200 day rate for performance to get scanned for future use as AI-enhanced CGI simulacrums forever. Until the end of time, SAG says the company would own that scan, their image, their likeness, be able to use it for the rest of eternity in any project they want to, no consent and no compensation. Well, they don't have to do that. Nobody is forcing these woke Hollywood writers to continue working in Hollywood. Nobody is forcing people to work for McDonald's. This is one of the most hilarious arguments. I've worked fast food. I've worked, my first job was washing dishes. I've worked retail my, 20 years. Well, not 20 years, 10 years of my life. I worked at Best Buy, Menards. I worked at Office Max. I worked at Walmart. All right. These are not supposed to be jobs that you do forever. I always thought it was really weird, even while I worked there. I think I made $8.25 an hour when I worked at Walmart. Everyone there complaining all the time. I was like, dude, just go get another job. You could leave. Nobody's keeping you here. And, I worked at Walmart for extra money. There were a lot of people that worked at Walmart around Christmas for extra money. I worked at Walmart because I was a college kid to pay my rent, which it barely did, but it did. And, I think that it's funny to me that while Hollywood was getting rich, their bosses behind the scenes were figuring out how to get richer. This strike was really about AI. This strike was always really about AI because they knew. Do you think you have to actually be a human being to write a show like She-Hulk? Do you think that actual living, breathing human has to exist to write a show like She-Hulk or make a movie like Cuties? This can all be replaced by AI, and it's going to happen. Nobody was ready for it in the whole world. There will be entire YouTube channels just like mine that are AI. There's no doubt in my mind. I will be replaced by AI, probably in or at least a sizable portion of my audience, or at least any potential growth I might have is already being replaced. The first steps were to bring on VTubers. VTubers are incredibly popular. Now all you have to do is just AI voice generate and it's done. This is the future of a lot of commentary and YouTube. There's a famous AI like model on Instagram. Nobody even knows that she's fake. I forget where the article was, but she's completely fake. AI can't replace coffee though, and that's important. That's absolutely right. They overplayed their hand. They should have been happy with what they got. This combined with the world rejecting all this woke nonsense, quote unquote content, they're going to have to get good. And what this is going to do is it's going to get rid of a lot of the weirdos that just suck at their job and have jobs anyway. Like that's what's going to happen. And that's who's really worried. It's all the mediocre talent. There's only one or two, Christopher Nolan's or Wes Anderson's or James Cameron's or George Lucas's. There's only one or two of those in the field at any given time. All these other people, they're about to get replaced.